I lied about having an autoimmune disorder at work. I have horrible anxiety that I have managed mostly successfully for about 10 years, but I always need a safety net or an out for when things get bad. At my last job, I was very honest about my anxiety, maybe too honest. Mental health has a stigma, as much as we talk about it, and accept it now are a lot of people, especially in the workplace and older people, who see anxiety as a weakness. I genuinely think it's the reason I lost a promotion at my last job. I got a new job about 3 years ago and tried a different avenue. Lying. Physical conditions are much more accepted than mental conditions. I left it pretty vague, but when I was hired, I said, hey, I have an autoimmune disorder that makes day-to-day a little unpredictable, and I get sick often because of it, and may have a lot of doctor appointments when I have a flare-up. Which is true, but it's a therapist and not a rheumatologist. This has worked out amazingly so far. No one blinks an eye when I have to take a last-min PTO day, or have a doctor appointment midday, or when I need to leave the office and work from home. I work at a healthcare insurance company and they take HIPAA and every other privacy law very, very seriously, so I know for a fact that I will never be asked to prove it with any sort of doctor's note.
I am a compulsive liar and have been my whole life. I am a compulsive liar, never lie about big things, but always the little things, like what I ate for breakfast or what I did that day, or I'll add extra details to a story to make them sound better. I don't know why I do this, and I have tried to stop, but I can't. I'm now 22, and I have been doing this for as long as I can remember. Even when I am called out for my lies, I will double down and lie some more. Lots of people think I am a bad liar, because I am a bad liar when it comes to bigger stuff, and I feel too bad lying to people, but I lie to people all the time, and they have no idea. And I'm actually really good at the little lies. Edit. I just want to add, a lot of y'all seem to think that I am not aware that it is wrong and like I want to be this way. I am aware and I am trying to get better, which is a part of the reason I made this post, to start by admitting I have a problem and going from there. Also, everyone's saying get therapy. I ain't got no therapy money, so unless you want to pay for my sessions, give me better advice. I sometimes go into the Apple Store and flip all of the photos upside down on one particular iPad. I used to be the kind of person who set all of the egg timers ready to go off just after I'd left the store. Nowadays, I just turn up the volume on a number of different iPads and set alarms and timers ready to create chaos and confusion after I've left. One time in an airport, I paired my phone with the speakers they had on in the tech shop, left the store, and sat near enough to maintain connection. I then used this power to play Rick Astley at full volume. Every time they turned it down, I was able to turn it back up again from my phone. They connected their own phone. I could just reconnect from where I was sat. Eventually, they had to just switch it off and the store was left silent. Another time, I was in a shop that had these little lockable boxes for sale with tiny keys still in the keyholes. So I locked a box and put the key into another box. Then I locked that box and put that key in another box. And I repeated this for another 5 boxes, leaving behind a treasure hunt of small locked box mystery. I walk among you, a regular Joe, but a darkness lies within. All I want is chaos and confusion. If all I ever do is make it into one person's "you'll never guess what happened at work today" story, then that's a win for me.
I've lost $200,000 in the past 3 years gambling. I 25M have a serious gambling problem and I'm not sure who to go anymore. It all started in the middle of COVID with $25 here and there. Betting on sports and playing blackjack for fun never really was a big issue. Never betting more than I could handle, never betting more than I could handle. I have a great job. I have a great job that pays me $100,000 a year. I still live at home and pay the little necessities like rent and bills. In 2022, it got bad. I lost about $80,000 without anybody knowing, my entire life savings gone. I called 1-800-GAMBLER, got myself banned from my respective state from all casinos and online, and even told my mother about it. I was doing good for about 3 months and then 2023 hit and I found this app where I could bet cryptocurrency. So I started there, entering in $500 here and there. I want help. I know I need help, and I get into these moods where I just can't stop. even though I know it's bad. I can't help myself. I've been through all the swings, the gamblers have the winnings, the losings. I'm unaware of what to do and where to go. I lost it all last night. I've been up all night thinking about it. I feel lost and very tired. I drowned myself so a hot life gourd would hold me. So this happened when I was 10, I think. I could always swim and I went to vacation with friends, family. I went beach and saw this hot life gourd. I'd never felt so enamored by another man before. I wanted him to hold me. I tried talking to him, but he was distant and focused. Which makes sense considered I was a fucking 10-year-old and he was doing a life-saving job. However, even then, he was sweet and patient, and I remember he said he liked anime and that was all I needed. I think he was maybe 17. He was also very warm despite his focus. I could tell in a normal conversation he was probably even more so. I never had a problem flirting with girls. It was so easy, it was boring even at 10. It wouldn't be anything weird, but I like your hair, we should go watch the new Transformers, stuff like that. But he felt so untouchable it made me want to try harder. So I kept thinking of ways to get his attention and I decided to drown myself. Not as a joke though. I went underwater and took a breath. It felt so bad and I was panicking so much I ended up flailing like I was really drowning. Which I guess I was. So it's really painful, salt water in my eyes and my lungs and I feel like throwing up and I'm forgetting how to swim or stay buoyant. It only lasted for maybe 15 seconds. Eventually I was rescued, not by the guy but by some teenage girl really close by. She was like 16 and apparently the only one that noticed something was wrong. My friend said I was lucky I got saved and got CPR or whatever about her being hot, but I was so disappointed. I am and was attracted to women, but that was not what I wanted. I was disappointed, and drowning hurt so much. I asked my friend not to tell his parents. He knew about the plan. IDK, I don't really feel guilty. I feel annoyed that I know what drowning feels like. But I do feel guilty that I could have been saved while someone who was really drowning needed help. Also, the parents are not at fault. They've watched me swim laps around them and I purposely went within the 5 minutes they went to get us snacks. My friend's older sister was watching us and I purposely went where she couldn't watch me and her brother at the same time. Luckily, the lady that saved me took me to her umbrella thing so his sister couldn't see. I bathed up water and could have died from infection, but I got lucky, I guess, since I didn't tell anyone so I wouldn't get in trouble. I'm told it helps it was salt water though.
I've pretended to be a hotel's guest to get a free breakfast. So I'm on a vacation in this really cute little town in a relatively poor and dirt cheap country, and there is a big hotel where almost no one is staying ATM. I came over to buy breakfast and the guy working Tibia told me I could just have the buffet breakfast for free as their guest. I didn't correct him, had breakfast and left. Paid for a coffee from the bar though. The next day I came for a coffee and decided why not get another free breakfast? The food is being wasted anyway. So I went to the buffet zone and it was already cleaned up. So I went to the restaurant part and ordered some sunny side up eggs from the menu. Only again another worker probably thought I was their guest who missed the breakfast and brought me the whole entree of things, including fruit and whatever else they had left from the breakfast. When finished I thought I should ask how much I owed them since I was at the restaurant now. I came to the lady at the counter and she asked if I was their guest and I immediately fired, yes. She asked what room I was staying at and I randomly said 402, sounding really dumb and obviously lying. She then pulled out a sheet of paper with all the rooms occupied, about 12, and luckily 402 was among them, but the occupant's name was something like Edward, who I'm clearly not. She asked what my name was and I squeaked Edward. And then proceeded giving her and the waiter the money. But they refused, saying that the guests of the hotel have breakfast included. I'm rich as fuck by the country's standards, mind you. So I rushed out and then before leaving the premises realized how bad that was. Came back, told her I wasn't Edward and I wasn't staying there. She said calmly, yes, I knew, but it was your choice. I asked if I could pay for breakfast and the whole thing was only $5 cheap, poor country.
I didn't have the heart to mention I did it the day before, so that's still on me. After I paid, she smiled warmly and wished a good day to me. A sweet lady. And a sweet man who thought I was staying there. I feel like shit, even though I came clean and apologized. And really grateful she let me get away with it initially and rethink my fucked up ways. Why did I do it in the first place?